something. Shh. We shouldn't be talking about this.
Let's rewind. Hit it.
Welcome back to another episode of We Should Be Talking About This. We got, hopefully, a lot of fun, interesting things to talk about this episode. Relationships, overthinking, things that we all do and have.
Yes.
Hopefully you have relationships at least.
Yeah.
Some
You know,
sort of
I guess
shit.
I shouldn't have made the assumption. You're right, but
You know,
Some
if you
sort of
don't,
shit.
if you're listening, then you have a relationship with us. It might be a
Facts.
relationship, but that's okay.
it's okay.
For now. It's a one-sided relationship for now.
We can be besties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
We can be. You know, if you want to fund us.
It's insane.
I'm sorry.
I'm joshing.
The
I'm
only
just
joke.
kidding.
I was like, hold on a second. I don't think
Exactly.
friendships are
That
based
works.
on if they give you
No,
In
no.
the comment section, and we might get a little.
Yeah, maybe we'll reply back.
No,
You
we
never
would
know.
reply back. Not maybe, we would.
We have to
Yeah.
keep them on their, like, on the, brink. Like, will they, won't they sort of thing. It can't just be like this. You gotta have, like, that anticipation. Like, oh my gosh, do you think they'll reply back?
Oh, like a love letter kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. Send us a love letter if you want, I guess. If you want us to read it on the podcast, we will. I just love how much you guys talk about the most random things and go off topic, and I love all your tangents because that's life and that's my head. And I love that you brought up that there's a voice in your head because there really is one in everyone else's, and don't let anyone tell you that differently.
True.
Some people
But
who
if
are
it's
the
telling
people
you to do bad things, that's when you should start
Exactly.
getting concerned.
that's when you should get concerned.
Seek some
And
help.
And if you don't filter the voice in your head to the voice that's actually coming out of your mouth, we should get on
you need
meds.
to work on that.
We should get on meds because there should still be that filter in there that weeds out commentary. We don't need to say everything it says.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you might get
His
smacked
only child.
upside the head kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
some people aren't going to appreciate what you have to say sometimes.
They
Those
won't.
behaviors give only child. That's what they do.
They do, or they give. I love me some crack vibes. Crack is smack.
Don't do drugs, kids. Or adults.
What?
Anybody.
What?
Unless the doctor prescribes it, then take it
Don't
accordingly.
get hooked, please. You
I
know,
do not think there's a if there's a doctor out there prescribing you crack,
Not
you need to
crack.
go to a
Not
doctor.
crack cocaine. Unless you're like terminal, then like if I was a doctor, I'd be like, yeah, if you want to try crack, I'll write you a prescription for crack. Might as well go out with a bang.
I don't feel like you could write a prescription for crack.
No, I'd just be like, I know this drug dealer. They work on the corner of this and that. Guys, we're recording. This is like all live. We need to like reel it in.
I think your meal is crazy.
Jeez.
You're the one who keeps going.
I know.
This
See,
is wild.
my filter is not on tonight.
Is it ever? That's a genuine
Great question. That actually is a really
Yeah.
good question.
I was gonna say, I don't know. Sometimes you say some real out of pocket things, and I'm like,
I know. And I even think about it afterwards. I'm like, wow. And then I flash back to when your boyfriend was like, do you think you could be autistic? And then I'm just like, maybe. That was definitely a autism moment. So I feel like I get them. I get my autism moments. So shout out to you because we can relate.
what?
Should we just start this over?
No, this is great. This is great. I think Jasmine's the one who's on crack tonight. So
yeah, maybe just a lovely crack I call coffee because I was yawning all day today, guys. So I had another cup of coffee like halfway through the day, and like it just did not do anything. But clearly, talking to you guys just really brought it back out. Like, let's go.
Can we put it back in somehow?
No, not gonna lie, it's not coming out till I hit the toilet. So
Oh,
sorry. TMI! Not really though. I don't really care. I'm honestly not above talking about my crap. So
we know.
Yeah, we know.
We are
We've
aware.
lived with it.
I don't think the listeners care to listen about
here's
that.
the thing, and I'm
We
just
don't
gonna
wanna hear
gonna
it.
bring this up once, and we don't have to keep talking about it. The thing is, though, if I never talked about it, I never would have learned up until like a year or two ago that having one solid long poop is a normal thing, and that's what you should be striving for. Little pellets or just like chunks of poops are not what you should be striving for. You should be striving for one long solid poop. So for everyone out there, strive for that. I've had that a few times. I think I can count on one hand
I'm sorry.
how many times I've hit that goal, and I'm still working towards it. So
Wait, who told you that is the real question.
I think it was TikTok.
You should maybe not get all your information from TikTok. I was gonna say, I don't think you need to have one solid long.
I'm pretty sure
poop.
they're supposed to be like, decently long logs though.
The size doesn't matter.
But they're not supposed to be
As
the little
long-
pellets. They're like the little bunny pellets. Like
No, are you having those?
no,
Okay.
not right now.
New topic, please.
Okay, so back on to what we actually wanted. A great introduction to everybody, like a great little, what's it called, icebreaker. So welcome if this is your first
Episode
with us.
13.
So relationships, all the ships that sail in your seas, from family to friends to enemies. Sorry, that just rhymed. Actually, I just had to roll with it. So that filter, I will try and turn that back on. Let's dive. Let's dive into the deep. Let's dive into the sea.
Okay.
Ships. That's
You're really on one today.
I am on one today. We should not have recorded today.
Well, what ship do we want to start on?
What
Yeah.
should we, you know what? Let's start with family.
Everyone has. Yeah.
Family.
We should start with-
Okay. Yes, we should not assume.
Yeah.
I was about to say, actually, I don't know if everyone. Not everyone.
Okay,
has
to be clear, I feel like we can loop all kind of ships into family ships because family isn't just blood, right? Family can be
Family
people you
who's
consider
whoever,
friends,
whatever,
or
whenever.
Yes, people who you feel are your family.
Whenever makes me feel like.
Wherever.
And if it's just you, yourself, and your voice in your
Target.
head, and Target, that is amazing and that is awesome. If it is you and your iguana, that's amazing and that is awesome. Let's talk about this family ship that everybody
Imagine.
have in their.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody's like, "Who's your family?" Target, and my voice in my head.
Honestly, bro, if I didn't have the dogs.
Jasmine, I think
I'm
that's
kidding.
you with or without pets. I don't think you
know what?
having
Are they really just
Honestly, I think the
amazing
only
on some
difference
days?
is that you have dogs, so you put your voice in your head on the dog, so you just sit there and talk to yourself with the dog.
I do, and it really doesn't feel like talking to myself because
Yeah.
they're right there.
Exactly.
And it gets even better because I
And they're
narrate for
responding,
them.
right?
Yes!
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad you understand. This is amazing. So I feel like my ships are semi-healthy. I have my therapy ship that
Well, I thought we were starting with family.
tries
Where
to
are we
help
diving
me-
into
my
therapy?
family ship. Sorry, I don't know. We really are just like, guys, let's stay focused. Like the train needs to track. Okay, family ships. Family ships. For those who have them or consider them a part of your life, we all know it's a struggle. Most days, some days. That's what it is, right? Because it was in a movie. It's like you can't see the good days if you don't have the bad days. I feel like it was a Disney movie. And it was so real. Because Disney really be pulling out all the good facts. So, if you need to do research on anything, hit up Disney. You're bound to get an F. So, family ships.
Wait, what?
All that comes up when I say family and Disney is in context.
Can we just back up a minute?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is really a lot, guys.
What are you saying?
This is a lot. I'm
You're bound to
realizing
get an F.
because it's not all factual. That's why you're bound to get an F if you do your research off of Disney. Like if you're like studying like Pocahontas, like that's obviously not.
Oh
factual.
my.
Okay.
Yeah, I would hope you wouldn't do that, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can go
Also,
back.
Frozen, not real. Sorry to
What?
break the ice. Okay. I'm not done. I can't say I'm done, but I'm gonna try to be done. So, family ships.
Yeah, let's just talk about family. So,
Family. How do we
people
want
have different family dynamics.
They
People
do.
have different size families.
They do. Different shapes.
I think we can really only relate to like parental relationships and sibling relationships. And by sibling, I mean sister.
Wow.
Because we're not brothers.
Wow, what?
That we know of.
What an insane recognition you made.
No, I'm just saying, like, we never really interacted with
like cousins.
cousins, aunts, uncles,
Yeah.
grandparents.
Yeah.
Like, it's fairly more limited.
Nieces, nephews.
I'm still yet to have any of those.
Not yet. That will be an eventual thing. We're not at that age yet.
How eventual?
Real.
I don't know. You tell me, Jasmine. You can be the first one.
Wait, what? Stingle like a Pringle.
Did you not just see what she was on like 2 minutes ago?
I know.
You're telling me no
You
one
should
wants a little
continue
bit?
your therapy before you choose.
Don't
to
worry,
do
me
that.
and Rachel are going strong. I'm keeping her
Good.
well employed.
Good. That's
Me and that voice in my head. Oh yeah.
But like, we don't even have brothers, so we can't even.
No, touch on that. No.
Although I wish we had brothers.
I know you do. I've never really cared.
Yeah, me neither.
I had you, and then we had Razarin, and I'm like, I was fine with just the two of us, and then they had Soli, and I'm like, wow, I was really just fine with just the two of us, and then I'm just like, okay, this is kind of chill, I guess. I'm like, these are two crazy little kids.
3 of us?
No, like me and you, bro. Like me and you.
But then you just okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Razarin
the other two
came in between that, but yeah.
Yeah. I did say Razarin. I just don't think you're listening to me.
I feel like that's how you feel though. Like I obviously don't remember what it was like before you, but I'm sure I was chill without you, and then you came and I was like, there's another one? Me. Why has there got to be another one? I had the
You needed me.
You were one. You don't remember, like...
You needed me.
I could talk. If I could talk, I feel as though I had...
Talking gibberish, yeah.
I feel like I had feelings at that point of...
But you needed me.
My lonesome.
Because we were best buddies. There are so many pictures where you're hugging me. You needed me. You wanted me. Now,
wow.
You didn't want me because I remember you asking to get a different one.
Yeah.
From like Target or Byerly's.
Yeah. I wanted the hot commodity of a white baby and not.
You did want a white baby.
Except she did become white, so it all works out.
Yikes.
Got me there!
Oh, dog, what's going on?
Got me there, I guess.
So, it's just friendly fire.
But you didn't get a brother.
We didn't get a brother. No. Honestly,
Even
I don't think
really
our family dynamic would have worked well with a brother. Although I could honestly have seen Razarin being a boy. Like, I feel like that would have fit in. Like, that would have plugged in well.
She always wore basketball shorts. And
yeah. There is that.
She used to, Very tomboyish.
Yeah, she
she's
was,
gonna
and
do the
now she's all
opposite.
girly
180.
girl. Yeah, I know. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think her personality would have changed a crazy ton growing up if she was a boy. If you feel. I feel like she was very neutral on like how she acted. If that makes sense.
Sure.
I feel like she just enjoyed drama too much.
There was that.
Yeah, there's
Maybe should have
that.
been a gay boy.
She still does. Wait, what? I don't think she would have been in the same crowds that she was in as a girl.
But if we're being honest, growing up, all of her friends were guys.
Men, yeah.
So like,
no, all her crushes were guys.
And she mainly hung
she
around.
also hung
around
out
with
with
the
guys.
Who?
Not really.
Okay, we don't need to name names.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name names.
Anyhow,
I
family
don't remember.
ships. Family
Oh
ships.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Family ships. I'm not the only one going on tangents today. Family ships. They can be difficult. And like Tegan said, we don't have a wide perspective on them. But I feel like through other people in our lives, through other ships, we've seen different family ships. That's a lot.
Where are you trying to go, Rado?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to pick up that we've seen things. We can relate and we can maybe have a perspective on stuff.
How about we can talk about like what it's like since Solshan, now you're 18, and like the transition of like going from being like a teenager / a child to an adult, and how you feel like our relationship with each other has changed. If that makes sense.
It hasn't.
Okay, so I'll touch on this actually. I think it has.
I think it has.
You are still the baby of the family and forever will
she
be.
always will be.
It's more gone from let me take care of this little baby bird to hey, let's interact with the baby bird, you know? Okay. It's gone more from like, from like the little like pampering, like, hey, you're doing great, kiddo, to like a hey kiddo, like, let's go hit up Target. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
That's it.
Anyhow, you're more of a peer now, is what I'm trying to say.
So I'm more of a person?
No, a peer.
A person.
A peer.
No, it sounds like you're saying a person.
At a so I can socialize with you as a peer level rather than like let me socialize with you as like my little baby sister level.
Okay. I not quite what you're saying, but I think
what I'm saying.
like we actually socialize, and I think we for a good majority of the time enjoy socializing with each other rather than like when we were younger and
just fighting.
I don't know, I was maybe in like 10th grade while Sully was in I don't even know what grade you would have been, 3rd grade or something like that. Gosh, you're so baby.
4th?
It's wild. Like there's just such a dramatic difference in like your maturity, the things you know, the things you talk about. Whereas now I feel like we're all kind of on a very similar.
So what I'm hearing then is I'm just really smart. If we're all just on the same level now.
Wow.
Whoa,
I love how she threw a compliment for herself in there. No one was ever even there. No one was leading that down that
I
path.
remember commenting on maturity and things we talk about. I remember saying anything
I think
about
if anything, that was more of a compliment for me. Based off how mature I've been on like this episode so far, that was a compliment that you guys are on my level.
No, actually, that would be a diss to us, Jasmine. Not a compliment to you. And I said we're more on the same level. Let me clarify. We're more on the same level. Not that we are on the same level. Like, there's still differences.
That's good. Because like the Jonas Brothers say, levels Levels. Oh, maybe that was just Nick Jonas. You know, again, I shouldn't sing.
It's levels?
Yeah, what did you think it was?
I don't know.
The song is literally called Levels.
Oh.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm not playing it, nor am I singing it, because we don't want to get
That's fine.
anythinged.
Anything.
No, that's fine.
Fined, copyrighted, nothing.
We're,
Don't
like,
come at us.
monetized, right? So then we can make some
Anything.
money.
Anyhow, family ships.
Yeah.
Complicated. They're there.
They're complicated.
They're complicated. And they ebb and throw through your life. Let's be real here, right? Because you grow up living in the home, and family ships are all your ships. That's like your life ship. And it guides you through until you leave the nest, and all of a sudden, no, maybe you're not. That's not your whole life anymore, right? Because you're not always around everybody. And
I think this is just a you thing, dog. I don't know what's going on here.
I also think you need to stop with the analogies. They're not making any sense anymore.
I'm trying to appeal to our younger audience.
You think that's appealing?
I'm also assuming we have an audience.
Oh my gosh, Oh, okay.
Like, I understand where you guys are coming from, I guess. But I mean, one day didn't change my maturity level or the things we were able to talk about. And I feel like it was less of a once I turned 18 or even 17. I feel like even when I was 15, we would still go to Target. We were still having conversations and all these things. I mean, like, I don't think it was a rapid progression overnight kind of thing. I think it was just more of a we all genuinely kind of understood. Yeah. Oh, they're here to stick around for the long run, I guess. Might as well get to know them.
Oh,
like I actually kind of like these people. Yeah. Maybe I will hang out with them for life. Yeah.
And also at that point in my life, here's how it was very beneficial for me. Because you guys were always like, no, she's the baby. She can't pay for anything. So I just went along. I got free food, free drink, free ride, free everything. And so I'm like, dang.
Moochin.
This is good life. Gold digger. This is good life. But no. I also just genuinely appreciated being in your guys' company. And I was also like your only friend sometimes. So like
why is she gonna do us like that? Someone mute her fast and mute her quick. Dang,
you guys always had friends. I was just the best friend.
I don't know. Okay, yeah. Definitely, girl. Definitely.
I'm just playing, though. I'm just playing.
Yeah, let her have that one. That's fine.
Oh, okay, I'll let her have it.
I'm just playing. Oh my goodness, you guys.
She means it deep down.
No, I'm your best sister.
You're my best youngest sister.
Mm-hmm. My favoriteest youngest sister.
So, like, how is it not having a younger sibling?
Yeah, what's that like?
How would I know? I don't know what it's like to have a younger sibling. So, like, how would I know what it's like?
What's it like not having an older sibling?
You don't know.
You know, a little bit, though, I can comment and say it kind of feels like you're a guinea pig almost. Because
that makes sense.
You don't have anyone older than you who's gone through these things. So you kind of like your parents experiment with you on how they're going to parent. Then as you get older, you have to experiment on how you go and approach certain things because you didn't have anyone above you to...
It's true. Do step before you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dolly, do you ever feel forgotten?
Oh.
I'll tell you as
That's
a middle child.
middle child syndrome. That is middle child syndrome. And I promise you're not forgotten. You just say, I think.
I feel like I am because my attention-seeking abilities only have increased through the years.
That is true. We don't have to go into detail on that, but I 100% agree with that. But I really think middle child syndrome is kind of up here because you're not forgotten about. I don't think you realize how many times, like, we're at the parents' house or something, and, like, we're just like, where's Jasmine? Is Jasmine coming over? Like, you're not forgotten about.
Stop it! You're gonna make me blush.
I think the issue is that the middle children have really big egos. And so when those egos aren't always being filled constantly, when you miss out on like one scoop, you guys are like, you guys hate me now. Okay, I'm going.
Yeah.
Pretty much, actually. That is like
Very
a really good
reactive.
depiction of it. It is very reactive. And you want to know why? Because in a sense, we are forgotten, right? You have the oldest child who, like Tegan said, is like the experiment child. It's your first little baby bird, right? Everything that child does is everything the parents first is, right? It's the first time my child's going into kindergarten. It's the first time they're entering high school. It's the first graduation. It's the first child to leave the home. It's the whatever. It's all the first with the parents. And so everything is prized and just protected with this oldest child. It's like, wow, you are my little, like, you know, whatever. And then you get to the second child and you're like, wow, we've done this. This is cool. We know what this is like. But then you get to the last child and you're like, oh my God, this is the last time my kid is going into kindergarten. This is the last time I'm going to have a kid in high school. This is the last time I'm going to be at a high school graduation. You know, it's all the last. So everything like gets prioritized with like the ends of the kids. And it's like my first to my last. And then you have like the middle children who are just like, yeah, we went through this. Like, you're not very special. Like, I have another one coming through. Like, they'll go through that as well. Like, you're you. You know?
I mean, to a certain degree, but like that would then mean that those parents are planning to have more children, and then they're like, oh, we're planning to stop at this child, and that's how they would know. But some people have a child, and then they're a whole 20 years old, and then they have another child.
Right, which is why those dynamics change. So, like, okay, so with people like that, people, like, I would even just say, like, people who get to the age of, like, 15 and then their parents have a second kid, you were raised as an only child. You have the mentality of an only child, right? And then, whatever. But, like, with us, right, for 4 years, I was raised as the youngest child. She was raised as the oldest child. We both got equal attention because it was the first and potentially the last, right? That's what you're going through. Whether they were planning on having another kid, no clue. But then they did have another kid. And then I got moved to the middle. And then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, no, you were never going to, you're not my last anymore. You're not my first. So, boom, 4 years old. Now you are a middle child and forever a middle child. And that's still when developmental stage is happening, key developmental stages. And so that's when it gets ingrained. It's like those key spots. I would honestly say from toddler to like 10 years old. That's when it's like, that's prime spot. If you have another child with that child, then all of a sudden they switch their brain mentality because all of a sudden like things change. Because think about it, right? You're like 8, right? All of a sudden your parents pop out another baby. This baby's getting all the attention, and you're just like, bro, what about me? I was all the attention.
But that applies to that applied to me as well. Like you were born and a baby needs that attention first thing.
Okay, but
I think that's hard.
Totally.
I think
you were one. You were still a baby. Like, you still got your attention.
But still, Judgment, you needed significantly more attention than I did.
I guess.
But my point is, I think at that age, it's hard for us to understand why is that one all of a sudden, like, they just got here. Why are they all of a sudden getting all this? I've been here longer. I should get this attention. I don't think it clicks that, oh, this is a baby. They literally have to be fed, burped, change their diaper, put to sleep, like constantly watched over for
Yeah.
those first few months, first year of their life, because you don't want anything bad to happen to them, obviously, right?
Right.
And
But
I
you
don't
still
think
need to have them engage in things because that's, like you said, key developmental areas are forming. And they
Yeah.
need to be interacting with things, trying to grab at things. They need to be like introduced to new different like sites and everything like that if
Right.
you want
Yeah.
them to grow up and be interested in stuff.
It's true.
Yeah. I also think like another part of it is like as you have more kids, you have to kind of start dividing up your attention unless you're engaging in a family thing, but that doesn't happen all the time, right?
Yeah.
So you have one kid, all your attention can go towards them when you're not focused on work or whatever else, right? Then you have two kids, and it's kind of like, oh, got to do 50-50, although for the first year of the
Yeah.
child's life, it might be more like 70, okay, maybe not that quite
30.
drastic, but
It's 60
yeah.
40.
60-40 or something. And then you have a third child, and now it becomes 33, 33, 33. You have a fourth child, and it's like a quarter of your, like it just
Mhm.
gradually becomes smaller. And I think it's hard for, even as a teenager, to like process that.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure why, but it's just like, because like I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, four
Well, okay.
kids is a lot.
Yeah, it is a
And
lot.
you have to, and I like when we were all in basketball and stuff, and we would always be busy going to practice and all this, and I didn't even think anything of it when I was in like eighth grade or whatever,
Mhm.
and like got into high school or whatever, and you think back to it, and you're like, that's a
That's a
lot
lot.
trying to go to like at different times, 4 different basketball practices when both your parents are coaching one team each.
Mhm.
Like that's a lot
Yeah.
to handle.
It's a lot to handle. Yeah, I know. And like even like going off of that though, because like I think like the reason you don't always see it is because like with us, you're only seeing a quarter of the pie, right? And
Right.
like on top of that, like you don't have to give your siblings attention. Like that is not like a thing you are
True.
getting demanded to do. You're literally just like you just like parents. I have two of you. I want one of your attention, but like you two need to now split it between four, and it's like that doesn't work because you're all four of
Right.
you are demanding my attention. So I think that's how it's seen. But like, okay, so that's another thing that like I thought about like a month or two ago. I like I'm always talking about how much I'm looking forward to the weekend and sleeping in and not having to do anything, and I'm like, wow, our parents didn't get to do that. Like they had to work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and then get to the weekend and wake up at like 6 again to get us ready for sports and get us and then watch us play sports all weekend
Or coach them.
Or
and
coach.
or
You get
coach
so
them.
angry you
Yeah.
throw a board on the ground. Yep.
Yeah. And then like that's your weekend. Like you didn't get to
Yeah.
sleep in, you didn't get to lounge around, binge a show, like read a book, or just like relax and do nothing. Like you had to
Which
like
I
be up
mean,
and go, go, go.
Yeah.
like, yes, but at the same time, that's their passion. Like, that is their fun time.
Yeah.
Like,
That
Yeah.
is true.
like,
They
I'm
enjoy
sure we
that.
could ask them right now, and that's probably some of their best memories, is being able to take what they've learned from their years of playing sports, because they both did. They both played so many sports, and then they get to go and coach the sport that they love,
Yeah.
and it's like, and they get to see their kid doing it. And we
Yeah.
all excelled in sports, like,
We
did
did.
wonderfully. Like, so it was probably for them, they're like, a little bit of me is like is living through that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't even a pain for them. And then also, they would stay up way after us, after we would go to bed. They'd be on the couch watching something,
whatever.
doing whatever and whatnot. And then,
Eating ice cream without us.
and then once you two were old enough, they'd be like, okay, you can watch them, and we're gonna go
Yeah.
out. So it's
Yeah.
not like they never got to do these things, but it is like something that does need to be recognized. How much
Something
It's
they
a
parents do for their
sacrifice.
children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And one that most people should be signing up for. I mean, everybody should be signing up for it, but
also-
it doesn't
To
always
all the
happen that
parents
way.
out there, thank you for your
Yes.
sacrifice.
And mom and dad were pretty lucky, I'd say, because they got to travel a fair amount for their work. Or
True.
especially
True.
now, since
They got to get
COVID
away.
hit, they get to work from home more often, or at least that's an
Yeah.
option.
Lucky.
I think it's very commendable though that I feel like there wasn't really ever a game that I feel like if you guys had a game, they're always like, you're going with, like to me. And I'd always be like, but why? But it's like, it makes sense. Like, once you're out there playing, then you're like, I want my people here.
Mhm.
And so I think
Yeah.
it's really commendable of them that they were like at every single game, but
Mhm.
whether it be coaching or watching from the benches.
Yep.
And they always wanted each and every one of us to go to the other's games.
Mhm.
No
Yeah.
matter how much we wanted to complain.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like,
that's true. And like they would still like
Yeah.
to try and keep the others engaged. Like, oh, do you want to like hold the camera and record?
Yup.
And even though it'd be like
Yep.
Well,
shoddy recording.
for mom, it's because it's because you'll be playing on one side of the court and she's still holding it over here and she's like, good job, ladies, keep going.
Yeah.
And then you're like, Mom, you're not even
You're not even
recording
filming anyone.
them. And she's
Yeah.
like, oh shoot. And then she moves it
That is true.
Yep.
over.
Yep.
Or with softball, she was like, oh, do you want to go record them bat? I want to keep watching from over here so I can see them well.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then you'd go up there and be recording from a little further away. She'd be like, no, get up there. All the way to the gate. All the way to the fence. Go, go, go.
To get through the hole.
And you'd be like, but Mom, there's a person right. It's not their kid. It's not their kid. Go in front of them. It's like, oh, okay.
Point though, like
That is
they
a
don't
good
care
point.
if they
Yeah.
see it. Like that's not their
Yeah.
child. That's a good
That's
point. I like that.
But it was also like, and we also got involved a lot, I feel like. Like
Yeah.
me,
Mhm.
like being at your guys' games, and then people would be like, oh, do you want to help run the concessions? And it's like, oh, sure, I guess. Like, I'm here, and they're not playing right now, so
You know
sure.
how many
I
times
would
I would like we'd like whatever, and I'd go over to like mom or whatever, and it's like, where's Soli? And she's like, oh, she's like over there helping out the concession stand, or like
Yep.
she's like over here like playing like with these kids at the playground. Like
Yep.
I'm like, what the heck is with this girl? It's like, just, like off on her own little adventures. It was almost like
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb day every time.
Yeah.
And like you know, it's like the same time like when we like flew on that plane and like we all got to like do the little first class thing, and you like we're making friends with everybody, getting all this candy, and it's like,
Yes.
what is with this chick?
Yeah.
Like,
So
like
outgoing,
mom,
so
only
adventurous.
like building a roller coaster. It's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's exactly what she.
Like, yeah, I know. She just wanted to go do
Okay,
it. She got bored.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the only times I was like, do I really have to go was when it was cold outside. And then I'd be like,
That's fair. 'Cause I would be saying the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because then there was that one time when you guys had a softball game, and like, Mom was like, it's fine, you can stay in the car this time. And like, I was watching a movie, and then you guys got mad at me because the car battery died.
Oh,
And you
I
guys were like-
remember that.
And you guys were like,
Yeah.
I just want to go home. I have homework to do. I'm hungry. I have school tomorrow. And I was just like,
It was also that we got mad because you had to stay in the car and watch a movie while we were taking our butt off. Like playing softball in the cold is the worst, especially when you have to bat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technical.
You know, it's so weird. Like, I'm thinking back on that time because I genuinely remember that. And it's so weird how I think about you. Like, when you were, like, just a child, like, under 10 years old, I just thought of you as my younger sister. Like, she's just there. She's my younger sister. She's funny sometimes. That's
Yeah.
about
She's cute.
it.
She's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have one. Like, yeah.
She's the one that got dragged around.
But like
wasn't
now,
my own
now it's
person
like
yet, is what you're saying? Like,
no, you were a person.
You were
a
luggage. I don't know
person.
whatever she
What
tells
was
you,
it
you were
she
luggage
said?
solely. We packed you up. We brought you in. Sometimes we left you in the car on
I
accident.
Like, I literally don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's just like, you're my younger sister, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I
just
don't
an
know.
identity
It's
that
like,
you just don't grasp as a kid, because you're a kid yourself, and to think this other person is also a kid younger than me, but they're not doing the same things as me, and but they're still coming with. I don't know. I feel like it's just like that, and then we see you now, and you're doing the same things as we do, and then it feels more relatable, I guess.
yeah.
You're more relatable.
Like, you didn't have, like,
You're welcome.
you were too young to have, like, complexity to your personality. So, like, you were like a little guppy.
A fish?
I think we need to go back and figure out how many times we compared you to something.
I'm a fish.
I don't know.
I don't think I know you a fish
A
yet.
bird, a fish, which one?
Like, it's just, I really don't
At
even know how to,
least
like,
being a
I
bird
didn't know you.
fly.
I feel like I didn't know you. Like, you were my,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just like,
true.
it's
That's
like,
very
oh,
true.
there's this person in my class.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're there. We
Yeah.
interact.
Yeah.
But, like,
But
I
honestly,
don't know
though, you could say that about your parents too, because when you're
True.
younger, you don't actually know them as a person. You know them as your
Yeah.
parent. This is the person who feeds me, bathes me,
Yeah.
buys me stuff, and makes sure I'm on top of my things and nags me sometimes, or a lot of times, depending on what kind of kid you were. And that's who they are. That's their identity to you. And then you get older and you start realizing, wow, actually, they're a person too. They have a personality, and maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but they have their own complexities, and you didn't pick up on these or notice these or maybe even care for them because you were yourself trying to figure out your own personality and complexities. So I guess you could say that with everybody. I mean, I think the only person I can say that I noticed it with was with you, Tegan, because we always hung out. You know, we did everything
And
together.
we were so close in age, so a lot of our development was very close to each
Similar.
other.
Yeah, and then somehow you just sprouted up there and left me behind, and here I am mental. I'm sorry. Comedic relief, maybe? No? Awkward relief, maybe? I don't know. Take it as you will. I thought it was funny. We can all
You
laugh.
said it and you laughed, so I'm
I
gonna laugh.
did.
That's
I
all I'm
did.
gonna say.
I
But can we
say
just go back to the you saying and accidentally left you in the car sometimes? Because
Oh,
no,
we're not trying to call. We're not trying to
no. I have no issues. I was just about to
I
say,
don't think
honestly,
we did that with Sully.
it's
We
commendable that parents
was Sully.
don't leave. Wait, this is gonna sound bad.
When?
It was. Were we at Target or something? Because someone.
I thought that was Tegan.
No, it was.
Tegan got left behind.
I got left behind at Lifetime. Mm-hmm.
That was
Okay,
on purpose.
And I was like, yeah, I know. I was like 8 or something, 8 or 9. And I come up from out of the locker rooms because I'm expecting us to be in our meeting place.
Dude,
and
I was so
and I'm
scared.
like, where's our face?
Did you have an attitude or something? I was so scared that day. I'm like, are we actually leaving her? I mean, granted, it was only half a mile from home. You could have walked, but I'm like, oh my god, are we really leaving her? Is she never going back in my life?
After that,
Oh,
I
okay.
think we were going. Yeah,
But no, Sully was accidentally left in the car when she was a baby. Don't you remember this?
when?
It's okay.
I
I
remember
turned out okay.
Rosarin.
No, it was Sully. Sully was left in the car.
When? I remember we were going to take pictures with Grandma.
Oh, that was Rosarin? I thought that was
Rosarin.
Sully.
Sully wasn't
Anyways.
born yet.
Okay.
But the number of times I just leave something somewhere and then and then you're gone and then you're like, oh shoot, that's what I left.
Yeah, that's true.
Yo,
It's you would think a
that's so
kid would
real.
be more enough important enough that you would remember, but there's some things that I just genuinely sometimes it's your phone, sometimes it's I don't know, maybe it's your backpack or something that in the moment should be plenty important for you to remember, and then all of a sudden, poof, gone, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
But honestly, though, it also makes sense, especially if it's your first kid. I feel like that would happen more because one, you're not used to having a child to remember that's in the back seat of the car, and two, you're sleep deprived. You're forgetting everything and anything. Of course, you're forgetting that kid in the back. That's why my car does a little reminder, hey, check the back of your car. Something's there.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I saw on Instagram though, like some reel. This person was saying like, so you don't forget your child. You can put something valuable that you need, like take off one of your shoes and put it back there. That way you have to get it, and then you see your child because it's real. It's like it's out of sight, out of mind. You're so sleep deprived when you have a newborn. Like,
and the number of things on your mind already.
yeah, exactly. Like you have so
Yeah.
much. It's hard to, and like sometimes you're like, I'm just in a
Commendable,
rush.
guys.
I need to get this done, and like, yeah.
Mhm. That's true.
Dang.
That's true.
Whew. Like, that's a whole nother schedule to memorize. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ugh,
It's like,
the
when does the baby
pain.
have to eat, poop,
Yup.
sleep? It's like,
Yup.
bro, 'cause your
Daycare,
schedule
And
your
becomes
always
their
the
dinner.
schedule.
inconvenient times.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking
real
of
hard,
cars, yes, because I knew I was like stuck on something. I was gonna say something. I don't remember what. Like, can you tell me why some of the most unnecessary things are being put into cars? You know how people are like, we should be like why do I have to get pulled over for like speeding and stuff like that? Like, if speeding was that big of a deal, they could put software systems into cars that would know when people are speeding
They could,
and
or just make
automatically
like,
find people and stuff like
yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
Or literally,
don't get it. I'm like,
yeah,
like,
I don't either.
police should be more like, they should not be held down to having to pull people over for going 10 over a speed limit.
But
Mhm.
you know, that's
like,
the only thing that makes them money. Is giving out all these stupid tickets.
but I'm not saying that they wouldn't make money. I'm saying that
Maybe
you'd
they
still be
should
fined. It would just
agree.
literally, instead of it being so unfair, because maybe
Yeah.
it's your first time speeding and that's the time you get pulled over, versus
Yeah.
somebody else who speeds every single day of their life and they never
But
get
if
pulled
we're
over.
being honest, I kid you not, everybody speeds. No
Right.
one actually goes the speed limit.
No.
Yeah.
Including police officers.
Yeah,
Including police
officers.
officers. You'll literally
Yeah.
see them speeding down to chase somebody to figure out like if like, they can pull them over. It's like that
Even
can't
when
be
they're
legal.
not pulling someone, like,
Even when they're
literally
not.
just going.
They're just like vroom vroom. Because like,
It's like
on the
everybody else
law,
slows down because they don't want to get pulled over, and they're the ones like, zoom.
vroom.
Like I
Or riding your
understand the
butt.
purpose of speed limits, but like I feel like they're a little too constrictive. Like I almost feel
Something,
like there should just be like reckless driving, and that's like once you get to a certain like maybe let's not go over 90.
I would just say
For
80. Don't go over
80, yeah.
Because you need
And
to
my
go over
other
80
thing,
and like do the vroom 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 vroom.
okay, again, it does really
They're
depend
going
on
more
where
than
you
80.
are.
What's like?
Because, like,
Yeah.
open roads and stuff like that, I understand, like, the
Oh.
90 or whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like, for
Yeah,
most,
but, like, neighborhoods and
freeways
stuff,
highways
yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah.
like,
Can we actually up
Um,
it from 20 to like 30 or 40? Because like 20 is so slow.
20 is so slow. That's what's so annoying.
Like I
It's
can
like-
walk faster than 20. Okay, not actually. Not
but that's how it
actually.
feels
But
sometimes.
that's how it
That's
feels.
how it really
It literally feels
feels.
like I could get out and walk faster. Like it's so slow.
Yeah.
But yeah. And also, it's like, I guess I just recognized this, but like, I was in a bus today, right? And like, their speedometer doesn't go past 30 miles an hour. So I was just like thinking in my head, like, why isn't that the same for cars? If you're all like, I don't want people to speed, so okay, at least this bus didn't go past. I don't know about all buses, obviously. Probably not, because some go on the freeway.
But,
Yeah,
okay.
like a school bus kind of thing, and it didn't go
Oh.
past 30.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to get on the highway. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
like, why wouldn't they do the same thing for cars? Why on earth
Right.
is 80 miles an hour half of my speedometer?
Seriously though,
that's
if
so
I wasn't
true.
supposed to drive that fast, you could just make it so the car can't go that fast.
Exactly.
Like,
So
that's
it's like,
what
The car
illegal.
can't go that fast anyway. Like
You don't think
if you're
you-
actually
if you
like full pushing on the gas, I don't think it would go that fast.
You don't think you would eventually get up there?
No.
Have you tried it?
no, hopefully not. No. No.
I
I'm
want to
just
now.
saying.
No.
The
We're not.
speedometer
No.
can go that high. Why wouldn't the car be able to go
Exactly.
that
The real
high?
question
So
is,
it's
where's
like-
the road that lets me go that high? Because if the car can go that high, there's a road with a sign
No, there's not.
somewhere.
You just gotta
No.
get real back
I gotta get on the
country.
racetrack.
Yeah.
You gotta get
But
real
that's my
back
thing,
country.
is it's like,
Judge.
you could literally also make it where 80 is like over here and the rest of it's the rest of
Right.
it. But psychology, man, if 80 is
Right.
only half, people are like, but I'm only
That's not
like,
fast.
it's not that
Yeah.
fast.
It's not that
It's
fast.
only half
But if
fast.
that's your
not
whole
that fast.
speedometer, then you're gonna be like,
And
oh
you're like,
dang, I'm
whoa.
going fast.
Slow
Right.
down.
So true.
It's
So
very
these
true.
were just things I was recognizing today, and I was just
I
like,
agree.
if they really cared so much, they'd actually do more about
We
it.
would do something about it.
So true.
But now you're just wasting like genuinely like good resources, police officers,
Mhm.
like that could be doing things more meaningful than pulling someone over for speeding.
Yeah,
they could be
like
doing a
cleaning
lot
up
of
the
more
community.
meaningful.
Also,
Literally cleaning.
Just
Literally
also just the
cleaning.
fact that the number of like brutality crimes that come from people just getting pulled over
Over.
True.
is insane, and that could just be gone.
Also, can we just talk about the fact that like pulling people over is so dangerous in general? Like to stop on a road, like everyone tells you
So
not to do
real.
that. Pull over into a parking lot or something.
So real.
So just wanted to shout
It's not
that
only
out.
like you still have cars going by you, probably at 60 miles an hour or so.
Mhm.
Not everyone's paying attention. It could be, and most of the time it's pitch dark outside when it's happening.
Mhm.
Most people
Yup.
aren't speeding midday because there's traffic.
Mhm.
And then it's like, you don't know who you've just pulled over. Like,
No.
I mean, like, you
Right.
might if you're like looking up
Yeah.
their license plate and whatnot, but who's to say that's who's driving the car at the
That's
moment?
true.
Right. Exactly.
You don't know if they have a gun in their possession or anything. Like I am
Mhm.
not saying that this should be the mindset that police officers go up to people with, but I'm just saying
I'm
like
sure
it
it
shouldn't
is.
be happening.
Right. I agree. I totally agree.
Because then if their mindset is, oh, this person might have a gun, this person might have this, might have that, might have this, then you're going to be so much more reactive to every little thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree. I totally agree with this. And like the other thing though is if they really cared about it, they would put some sort of like device in cars that sync with like whatever road you're on. So that every time it triggers that the car is going above the speed limit, boom, you're getting flagged for a ticket. That's an email in your pocket. Like
Or it would just not let you go that high.
go that high.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like if they really cared, they would do something about it. But they don't care. They don't care.
Well, no, not in the sense of they care for our safety.
No, they care
But
because
they
money.
care. Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Because I mean,
Because speeding
honestly,
tickets,
just
what,
like
200
everything
to
else.
$500,
Yes, depending on what kind. And then, like, if you keep racking up speeding tickets,
thousands of dollars,
then,
and jail time,
and jail
community
time.
service.
Yup. Yup. Just makes their little government go round and round.
Sure does.
Pisses me off.
You know. Yeah,
That's for a whole different episode, though.
that
We can
is.
talk about the police another day.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can. And the government.
That was just my little recognition of the day.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fair. It's a good recognition.
That is fair. Mm-hmm.
But I guess we didn't really have much for time for other ships.
We can squeeze them in. We can talk about friendships real quick, or
Friendships.
romantic relationships.
Okay, can we say this? Friendships shape and they evolve and they change as you change in your life. And I feel like this idea in the movies and TV shows that like high school friendships or childhood friendships growing into adulthood friendships are falsehoods. The amount of people who probably actually have those, like, please don't feel stressed if you lose those friendships, okay? Because those change. People change. Maybe you clicked when you were 5 and you both were into Barbies, but now you both probably aren't into Barbies. Maybe one person likes anime, another person likes hardcore, like basketball, and you both don't click with that. That's okay. And it's still okay if you're friends and you dig that. Like, you dig the opposites of each other, whatever. But let's all just stop romanticizing childhood friendships, please, because some people don't have friends, and that's also okay. Also, can we stop assuming coworkers are friends? Unless they're actually
Well, they're not.
like,
I hate that.
if I'm not texting you to hang out outside of work,
We're not friends.
you're my coworker. I get paid to
We-
hang out with you.
Yeah.
That's the limit
Yeah.
I put on it.
But going back to romanticizing childhood friendships, I agree with that. I think you really need to, like, because like you said, you change, you grow, especially in high school and college. Like, you're becoming your own individual at that point. Like,
And
you
you're
don't
also
have,
like, sorry to interrupt, but you're getting more viewpoints, more access to all these different viewpoints and everybody else's knowledge and backgrounds. And so it like when you've only grown up with whatever you've known, whatever your parents have known.
exactly.
And then if you stay in the same school system for your entire life, it's whatever your school preaches about or whatever and whatnot. Then you go to college, and then all those other people are coming together into this one college, unless if you choose to go to like a shut-off, practically gated community college, like whatever and whatnot. Then that's your own choice. Like, if you really can't deal with other people's opinions, I guess, whatever. But if you're not one of those people, then it's like, then you're introduced to all these different things. And it's okay if you change your opinions. You don't have to agree with every single thing that you grew up with.
Yeah.
Back to you, Tegan.
Yes. No, I agree with that. I think that is because I think we also get stuck on our own viewpoints. Like, you grew up especially politically, like you grow up and all you know is what your parents talk about, who your parents vote for. Are they red? Are they blue? What they are is what I am.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you know. That's literally all you know. And then like as you get older, I remember like there was like some times in college when people would just be having a totally neutral conversation, talking about their viewpoints, and I was just sitting there like, whoa, I never even considered that viewpoint. I like, it just makes you completely like rethink things, and you please go and figure things out for yourself as well. Do not take
research
for like what your parents say or what your siblings say, what your grandparents say, what your friends from high school say. Like, be your own person and figure out what you believe in, because that is like so important.
I would say strive to look at both viewpoints, please, because if you're just reading one viewpoint, obviously that's what you're going to end up aligning with. I think you need to take in facts from everything and then make your own conclusions.
And like, not to just like name drop things or anything, but I'm pretty sure there's a news site. I hope it's still out there, otherwise it's be awkward. And it's called like All Sides or something like that. And it'll like give a rating for every article on how biased it is to one side or another.
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
Or it will say, oh, this is fairly neutral. And so like I just think that's a great resource out there, that it's like, if you want to learn about a topic, you can look it up, and then it'll give you all these different articles, and then you can read from both sides or in the middle or all three. And it's a great resource because it's like,
it's neat.
Sometimes you don't know which way it's leaning,
right?
And you have to go and do more information digging and whatever and whatnot. And it's like, that can be a pain in the butt. So makes it easy.
And cool. Going on a little plug for Christianity kind of quickly. But like, I've heard stories of people who are like, I didn't believe in anything, and I decided to like explore literally every single religion and faith. And so they would deep dive into all these faiths, and then they came out saying that they believed in Christianity. But that was because they looked at all the facts, and you have to not just look at them and see them, you have to acknowledge them, like, and be like, okay, this is what one side thinks, and this is what another side thinks, and like, do I agree with that? Do I think that makes sense?
And looking at the why they think what they think as well.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
So
and I also think like looking at where things line up in every single religion, and it's like, if something lines up in every single religion, where did it originate from?
Right.
Because then it's like, okay, who's taking from what?
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you're
Yeah.
taking from something else, then it's more likely that original thing was probably the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's a great point. That's a great point.
but back to the whole friendship thing. I totally
Yes.
agree with like childhood friendships. Like when you mentioned it, I was like, they really are romanticized. It's crazy how much they are. And then even though people might tell you, like when you are in high school, they're like, oh, your friends from high school won't be your friends when you're in college, or won't be your friends when you get a job. Blah blah blah. It's like you hear that, but you're like, but I want these people to be around me. But then all of a sudden, it's like you grow up, and then you're like, wait, do I? And then you're like, and then it's like, I feel like once you get into college and you start like meeting all these different people, then you're like, well, that person was kind of crappy, not gonna lie. Like they
that
didn't
one.
treat me like a friend. They just kind of treated me like a thing that was there, something like that.
Because honestly, that's what it is, though. Like,
That
you're thrown
is.
into this small fish tank, and these are the people you have to interact with, and obviously no one wants to interact alone, so you're like, let me go be with someone, like, make stuff tolerable, and, like, that's your circumstance, you know? And then that's your circumstance until you get thrown into the ocean, and you're like, I can swim free. Wow. I can choose who I hang out with and consider a friend, you know? And also, I feel like this best friend kind of stuff is also romanticized a little bit. Like, why do you have to label one person as a best friend over another? I feel like everyone has different relationships with people. And I don't know. I just feel like saying, like, oh, that's my best friend. Like, you're a child.
True. Because like there's nothing wrong with being closer to one person than another.
No.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes you might be really close with one person in like 10 different aspects, but there's just one aspect that you connect so much with in another person. And it's like,
Yeah.
how are you gonna say that one's better than the
Better
other?
than another.
Just, like,
Right.
That's like
That's
ranking people.
Very true.
And that just sounds crappy.
That's just weird.
Don't be crappy.
It's immature.
Mhm.
But yeah, I agree. Like, you can be friends with someone and you can, like, have different things that you guys really mesh with and things that you don't. And then you mesh with someone else really well as well. And that's totally okay. Like, I feel like sometimes people think they need to think, like, they need to get it all from one person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if, like, that person's not providing everything, it's like, then that's not the person.
On to the next.
Yeah.
I also think it's like, don't try and force, like, if you have one friend and then you have another friend, you know, and you're like that mutual friend or whatever, you don't need to force those two people to come together.
They don't need to, yeah.
Like, if that's just not an interest that's there, like, just if it happens, it happens.
Like, it's like two different shows. We don't need to make, like, a crossover episode.
No.
Yeah.
You don't need
like,
to.
if it happens naturally, then that's fine. But, like, trying to force that is just not.
Yeah. No.
But yeah.
Like, it would make my life easier. Well, they're not there to make your life easier.
Nope.
You're in charge of your life. So, like,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, we didn't get to romantic relationships, guys.
We didn't.
And we also didn't get
But
to
we can
overthinking,
next
so
we didn't touch on overthinking once.
we probably took 20 too many tangents in order to get there.
Yeah.
And
Probably
someone started off
overthought
on
of it
crack,
on this
so
What'd you say, Celia?
and someone started off on crack, so
Oh yeah.
I recovered.
Yeah, like halfway through.
but it's okay.
It's
You know,
chill.
we're good.
It's chill.
It's the whole point. you
Everyone
know?
will enjoy it.
Oh, good. Goody,
I
goody,
hope.
good.
You're crackhead, so.
Yeehaw!
Oh, yeah. Okie doke.
We'll catch
Over
you guys
and out.
next week.
Yes,
It's next week.
Thanks for tuning in. See you all next week.
Peace out.